Hello, everyone. It is Shay in Silver Lake, Oregon. It is June the 8th, 2026. It's currently 8:15, a little after. It was 86 today. Right now, it's currently 75. The low tonight's going to be 50, and there's a 13-mile-an-hour wind. What? Well, apparently the wind came along, and oh man, those carnations smell so good. But my little thing needs to stay up. I'll have to work on this tomorrow. What is happening? There we go. It's somewhat up. I'll have to wait and work on that. I'll have to fix that tomorrow. So what did I do today? Well, I worked on weeding this whole square, going this way and then that way, so that these are 4 o'clocks. They always grow right here. I planted them there once and they grow there so now you can see that I have this square directly in front of me. And I'll still be able to work in the shade tomorrow. Maybe one full day in the shade if I stay on, back in this area. And then it'll be brutal doing that up there. But I'm happy that I didn't even think I was going to get that done today because I've been really moving slow. I did not move this. I did water it though. But it needs to be moved or it's going to get killed there. I did clip piece of wood that needs to go over there. I did clip some of this back because I don't want it to seed out there. So I clipped that. I clipped this one, all the ones that looked like it was going to have seeds. So, and I moved those out front. And, so hopefully, Scotty up there barking. This is the sunflowers. They're looking pretty good. The apple tree that bears no apples. The plum tree that bears no plums. And another apple tree that bears no apples. No, I think it was because of that fake spring we had. But these are doing pretty good. They're blooming out. And my asparagus, which I'm really considering just chopping it all down and seeing what happens when I do that. Like, will more asparagus grow? I'll be able to get in there and get that giant dandelion that's growing there, because that's what I'd like to do. And then I don't know what all the little things are that are growing in here, but it's growing. I trimmed this rosemary a little bit. Oh man, it smells so good. And those back in the corner, right, and those are the nasturtiums. And it definitely looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 of them. So that's interesting. And I planted a ton of rosemary in between these 2 rosemaries, and it was a no-go. My blackberries are doing good. The blueberries are like starting to like get thicker. And this blackberry is just like a beast. Looking good. Ooh, I can smell that rosemary. I ate so many strawberries today. And I was digging out some of the weeds here. Like you can see how good that looks versus how thick everything else is. So I'm going to have to like work on that more. My onions are huge. They're getting huge. Yay! Got a couple small ones, but it's looking good. They're looking good. I'm very happy with them. I ate so many strawberries today. Just digging. Digging for breakfast. I'm going to have to pull that California poppy soon. Probably in like another week. Both of these. Because they're starting to get their beans on them. And I don't want them popping right here. I'm going to put them back over there in the corner. Because I still want them. I enjoy them. I just can't have them sporadic. I've got a ton of marigolds just thickly growing in here, which I'm very happy for. That's cool. I still have that one Die Hard tulip. Or I guess I got a couple of them in there that are going. My garlic and my onions are doing good. So, I've got one more video for part 4 of the tour. And some of the things I was thinking, because that one family had given up and left after like 11 years. And I started doing this garden in 2020. So this will be my 6th summer. Look at that weird cloud right up above the top of that house. It's such a funny looking cloud. It's just like, there I am. It's doing nothing. There's not a single cloud anywhere except for that one teensy weensy one right there. My hands are dirty. I was digging in the weeds. So I was thinking, like, this is what it looks like after 6 years. And I had so many failures. And they couldn't fail, because failing meant starving. I mean, other than the antelope and the mule deer and rabbits and stuff out here. But like having their vegetable garden, and then trying to do a whole crop. And there's not a lot of water out here. Like, they would have had to dig. And then, I was sitting there thinking when I was watering today, I was like, man, I cannot imagine packing buckets of water to try to feed your plants. Like, they would have had to pack so many buckets in order for them to be able to, feed them. It's crazy. Like, so you could see, and then one drought would have instantly changed it. Like if their water was low, they would have worried about not having enough water for themselves. So that would have been a scary situation. And not knowing the weather or anything, because the weather out here is so unpredictable. At night, it's like 50s, which I like. I sleep with my window open at night and the fan stuffed in the window, sucking in that cold air and blowing it 4 inches from my face. I can't imagine, like they're not having any air conditioning, and it gets hot out here, and it was a dry hot. There was no wind earlier. The wind didn't pick up until this evening. Look at this. That is a big sunflower. I think it's not getting much taller, which is, I guess it is getting a little taller at a time. Look at Chrissy. She's so pretty. She's so big. Pretty. And definitely having the rhubarb you'd want. just even though growing it from seed takes a while. So I can't imagine how long it took for their rhubarb, probably 1 to 2 years, full years for their rhubarb. And then, you know, the beets and the radishes and all that kind of stuff. And just, they'd have to bring the seeds with them. So they would have to be already, you know, hoping to rely on it. And then I let my carrots go because I want their seeds. And these are all I planted carrots and then I dropped their seeds. And I let one cluster grow and then let them drop. And I take all their seeds and then I plant their seeds like this. Well, last year what I did was I just cut the heads off and just left the seeds on the ground. And then this is the cluster that I got because I wanted to see what would happen if I just did it like that. And woo, this is some serious carrots. They are not messing around. They are growing. So, and then I get to pick every year what new thing I wanted to add. Like I wanted to add a lot of garlic and rhubarb this year, so I did that. My strawberries are going nuts. They're going absolutely crazy. Look at this. And I cannot wait for somebody to want a bunch of strawberry starts, because I think that if you dropped all those in water and just left them sitting in water for a day or so, I think that they would start putting out roots, and then you could plant them and then have strawberries next year. And then hopefully next year we won't have this really early spring that just kind of messed everything up. And then if they would have got that would have been the same with me, the same boat that I'm in. Oh, look we have flowers just laying on the ground. Just laying there thinking that, you know, it's vacation. Anyway, so I was just thinking about all that stuff, you know, like how hard it must have been, how scary, and having to build their house before they could even get to work. Like, they got to build, and then, look at this dried leaf. This was from when it froze. It just really curled up a few of those leaves. That looks better, but still, some burnt leaves. Didn't notice anything real new today. Mostly because I've had my head down in the weeds. Well, I don't know why all that's growing back there. It should be growing up here. Like, that's a bit strange. But everything is, all the little things are full, so I'm going to do 4 of these, I think. This was like one of the things that I really liked this year. It's such a big space saver, especially with like dirt, and you can take them off, rearrange them, move them, change them out if you had to. I bought one more set. I don't have the rebar to install it or the dirt, but by next year I think I want 4 of these. I think I'm going to do them like all right by each other, and they're super easy to water, and you can grow a lot in these, you know. Like, I could probably put one more on top. I don't want to because it is really windy out here, but doing 4 of these, that gives you so much space for lettuce, radishes. You can do celery on top of them. You can do marigolds. In the bottom 4 is like perfect to do marigolds in, because then that protects you from bugs. And then you can do beets, radishes. There's so many things that you can individually plant in here, and then put them on a rotation. Like, plant one group 1 week, one group the second, third, and fourth, and then you have a constant harvest where you're harvesting. And it's easy, especially if you don't want to go very far and you want it by your front porch or your front door, or whatever, you know, where you don't have to go very far, and you could just literally, you don't even have to use a hose. You can just pour water in the top and let it, you know, I would say the top too, so that it goes down evenly. But that would be the easiest way, especially, you know, if you don't have a lot of water or you are concerned with, you know, trying to get a garden hose to it or whatever. You just want it to be quick and easy. So I'm going to do 4 of them. I'm going to get 2 more by the end of this year. I'll wait and I'll collect, you know, I'll get as many as I can. So, 1, 2. So I need 11 more of the green and 11 more of the tan. And that would be perfect. So that'll be another $40. And then I will have spent 60, not counting the rebar. I still have to figure out 3 more rebar pieces. And then that will be, and then I don't have to have them. I can save all the other space for the zucchini, the squash, the watermelon, cantaloupe, pumpkin, green beans, which I planted but didn't come up. See, there's 2. I don't get it. There's 2 nasturtiums back there, because I planted a ton of nasturtiums and I got 7, 8, 9. I got a total of 9. Oh, I don't know what just jumped. I think it was a frog, but something jumped that way on the outside of my fence. I don't know what it was, but it was freaky deaky. And there's something else right there. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a cucumber. There's another one. So I don't know. And these are my peas that I'm slowly starting to get little peas on, pea pods. They're still not grabbing on like they're supposed to. Grab onto the fence. Grab the fence, my friend. Well, you got too tall to even. There. Grab onto the fence. There we go. I've got some more that are popping up in the back, but I don't think I'm going to have a lot of peas. I think I'll have enough to make 1 salad. 1 salad, that'll be it. And then this thing I thought was, wow, this thing died. That's a weed. This is dead. This is dead. This is dead. But this guy's making it. I cut off his 2 bad leaves, and he's like producing more. This is supposed to be beets, but the beets don't like it over here. I planted a bunch of them, and they are just not. The radishes were fine with it, but not the beets. The beets are like, nope, we don't like it. And then these 2 sad look, I think these ones are watermelon. There's 3 of them there, I guess. They're sad looking. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That's all we can do. So it must have been very difficult, and they probably didn't have watermelon. They were trying to grow what they could and get by. Of course, I have this, what do you call this? This is called purslane. But they had this growing. This is purslane. And then this is spurge, which they try to get, they say that's similar, but I don't see it. It's way different. But you could eat this and it has omega-3s in it. I'm not going to, but you can. And that's what I'm pulling out. That's what's all growing right in here is purslane. And then it's all mixed in between the spurge, which is poisonous. You don't want to eat that. And then on top of it, I have, what do you call alfalfa? Because I live by a bunch of alfalfa farms. So we get a bunch of alfalfa. And that's what I'm pulling up. That's what this round is. It's like 3 or 4 different kinds of weeds, and then I get all those out. Stays good for a while, and then I get 4 more different totally different ones than the ones that I had before. Way different. All right, our sunset doesn't have any clouds. When there's clouds that's by the sunset, then it looks like crazy. Oh, look, our cloud left. I don't know where our cloud went, but he left. He's probably heading to Christmas Valley. He's going to say hi to Bill and Earl. That's what it's going to do. All right, I'm hanging up. Peace, love, and happiness. May peace be with you always. Have a wonderful day, week, hour, minute, month, second, year. You know the schmill. Don't forget to rewind to be kind. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. But, man, that color. One of these days when they get rid of... There used to be 2 trailers, so I am grateful because there used to be a pink trailer right there. Now it's just down to that one. When he gets rid of that one trailer, I'll have quite the view. It'll be so pretty. One time I did a shorts video, and he had lit a fire, and it was like directly through the hole of that shed, and all I could see was flames. I thought the shed was on fire. Like, it's somewhere on my YouTube channel. I have over 3,000 videos, so it's really hard to even find a certain video that I've done. But you can really see, right there, you can see where all the weeds are in that perfect square. Because I went along and I do sections at a time. So tomorrow my goal is to work on like doing straight. And it's going to be a lighter day because there's more patches of no weeds in there, which I'm really grateful for. And all this area, if I do it right, if I wait till like 2 in the afternoon, then I'll have shade all through here. So it'll be a full working in the shade day. And then after that, I'll probably have maybe 2, maybe 3 more days left of this. Then I'll be done with this weeding. I'll have to go back out to the garden. Look, everything's starting to bloom. This is echinacea pink. And then I'll have all this to weed and I need to clip these flowers and get seeds and stuff and get that going. Oh, but this sunflower did bloom, this big one. Look how beautiful that is. Pretty. And I just seen a couple over here. I think they're all going to be short this year. Like, these are the shortest sunflowers I've ever had. Like, they're so short compared to all my past videos. These ones are short. All right. I will talk to you later. I got to go take care of my friend's chickens. And see you tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the video of the last video of the museum. All right. Bye.